I've read The Seven Habits of the Highly Effective People, so you don't have to. Actually, that is a lie. I want you to read this book so bad because, in my opinion, this book is the best, one of the best, if it's not the best, self improvement books of all time. This is The Seven Habits of the Highly Effective People by Stephen Covey. Let's dive in. Before we dive into the seven habits, this book is about seven habits, of course. As Stephen Covey says and realces the importance of paradigms. What is a paradigm? Well, a paradigm, it's basically the way you see the world. It's actually the perspective from your side. So here's an example. Let's say it's start pouring rain. And you think, oh my gosh, this is gonna be a mess. I have to commute to work, and this is gonna be a terrible day because it's pouring rain and it's a chaos. Yes, for you it's a chaos, but think about that farmer. And for the farmer, it's like a blessing. Oh my gosh, it's pouring rain. This is good for the plants, my fruits, for my vegetables. It's the same situation, but in a different way to see it. So most of us never question our paradigms because it's the way we see the world. But that doesn't mean that we are right. We assume our version is the truth version. But if the results aren't what you want, maybe it's not the situation. Maybe it's your lens. Maybe it's the way you see it. So homework, think about those areas in your life where you feel stuck and ask yourself, oh my gosh, is this situation holding me back? Or is the way I am seeing it? Or you're having a bad time and you say, okay, probably it's the way I see this problem, not the problem itself. Be proactive. That is the first habit of the highly effective people. And be proactive is not just like a vague word just to feel more productive. It's about taking responsibility and focusing on things that you can control. This means that you're gonna stop blame the weather, the traffic, the government, and other people for the bad things that happen to you. This habit is about recognizing that you have the power to change what you can control. So, for example, if you can't make ends meet, okay, the problem is really clear. And, okay, what I need to do to solve this problem? Okay, I need more income. How do I get more income? I should talk to my manager to negotiate a better salary. Okay, if that doesn't work, okay, I'm gonna talk to my friend who has a lot of contacts, and he definitely can get me a better job opportunities. If that don't work, probably I should start a side hustle. Okay, side hustle takes time, so I'm gonna wake up 1 hour early in the morning, so that will be like 7 hours a week, and in 7 hours a week I definitely can start a side hustle. Being proactive is just like taking action on things that you can control. Just like Brian Tracy says, if you don't like something, change it. If you don't want to change it, shut up. And okay, homework. Yes, think about those things that frustrates you a lot and ask yourself, are those things under my control? If they not, what can I do to gain control over them? Write a list, and you will have a better picture of what you need to do to solve your problem. Begin with the end in mind. That is the second habit of the seven habits of the highly effective people by Stephen Covey. Okay, picture this. Imagine that you are attending to your own funeral. Yes. And the first speaker who is gonna dedicate some words to you is a member of your family, then a friend, and then a colleague from work or from the church or any other organization. The question is, what would you want them to say about you? How do you want to be remembered? Well, okay, begin with the end in mind. It's imagining in rich detail the last version of something. And of course, this Funeral example is kind of heavy, but you could apply this principle to any goal that you have in your life. For example, let's say that you're an architect and you want to build your dream home. You create a plan, that's your vision, of course, but then you ask yourself, oh my gosh, what do I do? What do I need to do to make it happen? Well, you need to set a budget, you need to get estimates, you need to talk to installers, you need to choose materials, and suddenly you will find yourself describing your goal in rich detail. Okay, I want wood floors, I want a garden, I want a grill area. You could apply this same principle of begin with an end in mind in every situation in your life. For example, you could say, hey, I want to have a happy family. Okay, so probably I need to avoid unnecessary conflicts with my wife. Yeah, I want to see my kids grow. Okay, yes, that's something I really want to do. But okay, what do I need to see my kids grow? I need to take care of myself. I need to take care of my health. I need to start eating healthier. I need to start working out. Yeah, okay, I want to give a good quality of life to my family. Okay, so I need to manage my money wisely. I need to have financial discipline. And a homework for you and for me too. Write down your greatest goal and describe it in rich detail. What year is it? Who is there? How do you look? What do you have accomplished to get there? You write down and make a list on the steps that you must take to get there. Put first things first. That is the third habit of the seven habit of the highly effective people by Stephen Covey. And this habit is about prioritizing. Something that every highly effective people, every successful people I know share is a strong time management. They are good time managers. Stephen Covey says that we spend our time in four quadrants. The first quadrant, we're gonna find the urgent and important things. Probably a good example for this could be a medical emergency. That's urgent and it's important. The second quadrant, you find important but not urgent things. For example, like planning a project or creating a budget or building relationships. Those things are important, but they are not urgent. The third quadrant that we spend our time, there we're gonna find the things that are urgent but not important. For example, calls that interrupts you at work, unnecessary meetings, on unnecessary emails. And the last quadrant, which you find the things that are not urgent and not important, just like endless scrolling on social media, excessive drinking, alcohol, drugs. Well, Stephen Covey says that we should spend the 80% of our time in the second quadrant, in the quadrant number 2, the things that are important but not urgent, because that is where growth happens. So homework for you and for me, think about those activities that you do every single day. Make a list and commit to spending most of your time on those things that are not urgent, but they are important, very important to you. Think win-win. That is the fourth habit of the seven habit of the highly effective people by Stephen Covey. Think win-win. People say and people believe that nowadays there only are winners and losers. If you win, I lose. If I win, you lose. But Stephen Covey disagrees with this. He says that we should always look for win-win situations, so both parties are happy with the end of the story. And we should apply this principle to any negotiation in our lives. It's every negotiation. It could be at work, with family, with friends, with clients, everywhere. And this habit is not about just, okay, you gave me something. No, it's about creating a relationship, between the two parties, creating trust, building trust. For example, let's say you're a small company and you want lower prices. You're talking to your supplier, and they say, "Oh, I'm really sorry, but we cannot lower our prices." Okay, you cannot lower your prices. What if it could be like, "Hey, we can pay your price." Yeah, but what if we move from 30 days to 60 days payment terms? Would that work for you? If we miss the deadline, we go back to the old deal. Okay, that is a win-win situation because they didn't lower the prices. They sold their goods for their price. They win. But we win, you win because you get better terms. And that means a healthier cash flow for your company. Homework. Okay, homework for you and homework for me. Think about a recent conflict, something that you're dealing and it's getting hard to you, or any negotiation that you had. How could you have turned it into a win-win situation? Write down an example from work and from your personal life. You always say, how I wish things could have been different. Okay, think about one of those things and describe how could it have been if both sides could be have benefit. And more important, any other future conflicts or negotiations you're gonna have, before the negotiation even start, you should think about how can you compensate the other party, how can the other party can do for you. So you got in a middle term when you win and they win. Think win-win. This habit is about building trust. Seek first to understand, then to be understood. That is the fifth habit of the seven habit of the highly effective people by Stephen Covey. Most of people listen to reply. That is a fact. But this habit flips that. Listen with the intent to truly understand the other person before sharing your point of view. This means empathy. So putting yourself in their shoes, asking questions, and showing that you really value their perspective. So when people feel hurt, I'll trust you a little bit more. So they are more open to hearing you, to hearing what you want to say or what you're gonna say or any proposal that you have. So first try to truly understand the other person before you share your point of view. So a homework for you and for me. In your next conversation, focus only on understanding the other person first. Don't interrupt. Just listen. And if you listen carefully, you will understand the other person and what the other person's concerns are. So then, when you want to share your point of view, they are will more open to hear your version and your opinion. And that builds a better relationship. Start doing this and they will be like, okay, this person understands, this person is a good listener. This probably gives you relevant information on the other people. If you're a good listener, you're gonna understand their concerns. So if he's a client, you know how to help him better. He's a friend, the same thing. If he is a member of your family, if you apply this principle, you will build better relationships with anyone. Synergize. That is the sixth habit of the seventh habit of the highly effective people, the book by Stephen Covey. And synergy means teamwork and collaboration. Okay, this is about creating results that are better than what either person could achieve alone. So if you work with more people that you trust, that you have a relationship, you're gonna get better results if you do it by your own. For example, you start a business and you have to find the right people. You're gonna Sit down and think, okay, who is the best accountant I know? Okay, Juan's the best accountant I know. Okay, who is the best designer I know? Okay, Charlotte is the best designer I know. Who is the best project manager I know? Okay, this guy is the best project manager. So with synergy, you gather people that are very specialized in their fields. And this is a corporate example, but you can do this in every area of your life. It could be a silly example. For example, it's movie night. It's movies night at home. Okay, hey Charlotte, you bring pizza. Jake, you bring beer. Jason, hey, why don't you bring your speaker? You can put some music. Hey Jessica, when you come here, please can you pick up Valentina? And in Dutch, in just that silly example, we have a better result if you would wanted to do it by your own. That's a good example on teamwork. So homework for you and for me. Think about one project that you're working on now. It's not necessary to be a project, it could be a plan. And you want to hang out with your friends. Then could be anything you are planning. Identify those people, that person with different strengths than yours, and plan how to combine what you can do plus what the other person can do. And you're gonna notice the difference. And the final result will be better than if you have to do it by your own. Apply this principle to any area of your life. Try to find the right people that help you, and you can also help them. Sharpen the saw. That is the seven habit of the highly effective people, the book by Stephen Covey. This is the final habit, and this habit is about you. It's about you and the people you love. Sharpening the saw means thinking and taking the time to renew yourself in any way, physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. It's about to self-care in any area in your life. So, for example, in a physical way, okay, exercise. You mean working out is a good way to take care of yourself. Eat well, get enough sleep. That's good. Mental, okay, you need to exercise your mind. You have to read. You have to take a course. You have to learn a new skill that will be better. Emotional, or spend time with the people you love. Practice gratitude. Say more I love you. Say more I appreciate you. Say more often. Spiritual. Meditate. Pray. Spend time in nature. Go for a walk. So homework for you and for me. Create a weekly sharpen the saw plan. Yes. So basically you have to create a list of those things that makes you happy, and not only makes you happy but actually are good for your life, that makes you feel better. You miss a friend, you haven't seen a friend for a long time, and you really love him or her. Give him a call him, ask him how he's going, how's he doing. Visit your mom, spend time with your kids, spend time with your family. What makes you happy? Probably something personal that makes you happy probably could be play the guitar. How often do you play the guitar? You love playing football. How often do you play football? Do it more often. You love the beach. Why don't you go to the beach? When was the last time you ate your favorite food? Think about those things, write it down, and take care of yourself. This is the final habit of the 7 habits of highly effective people. Take care of yourself. And that was the 7 habits of the highly effective people by Stephen Covey. I hope you liked this video. I hope you learned something new. I highly encourage you to read this book because it's a life-changing book. And the good thing is you can read this so many times and you always gonna learn something new. So, homework for you. Please read this book. This is your 40 Club. See you in the next video.